Hello everyone and welcome back to Talk of the Town. We've brought the show back ahead of Saturday's away clash at AFC Wimbledon.
Yep, it was a great win here at the Broadfield Stadium last Saturday against Harrogate Town. The lads were absolutely buzzing with the win and you guys were in the terrace as well. Let's take a look at how we got on in our 3-1 victory.
Crawley are showing some good intent here, Tony. It didn't quite break when it ran for Telford. Cleared away, but they have the ball again in the shape of O2. Drives it! He scored! Remy O2 has scored! 7.5 minutes on the clock. And Crawley have the breakthrough that they have deserved since the off. It broke to O2 just outside the box. And he pulled the trigger right-footed. And it flew past the goalkeeper, Oxley. O2 has his 5th of the season, and Crawley have a priceless lead here at the Broadfield Stadium. They haven't scored in the last 3 games. They've scored here now. It's Crawley 1. In the first half, would have all taken Crawley being ahead, but can they add to it here? Naderson's got away from his man on that far side. He's inside the box on the right-hand side. Pulls it back. O2 scores! Brilliant play by Crawley Town, and they doubled their lead in the last 90 seconds of the first half. Naderson did brilliantly and worked his way to the byline, pulled it back. Crawley doubled their lead. O2 doubles his goal tally for the afternoon, and there is breathing space for Crawley Town, and they lead by 2 goals to 0, Tony. It forward for Ashley Naderson to chase. He's the lone red-shirted player in the opposition half at the moment. He turns on it, slides it down this right-hand side. Good ball inside the fullback. Tom Fellows gets to the byline, pulls it back. Telford tries to turn, breaks for a shot, driven in! There's the 3rd goal! And Jordan Much gets his first goal for Crawley Town. Thank you very much. Jordan Much has possibly wrapped up the 3 points for Crawley this afternoon. His first goal in a red shirt. Brilliant work by Naderson and Fellows. Telford couldn't quite turn and shoot, but when it broke to Much on the edge of the box. Couldn't quite get the shot away. But, well, bit of well, is that a red card that he showed? Yeah. Over on that far side.
Let me see what happened.
Well, Harrogate have been given a throw. There's going to be 4 additional minutes. Harrogate have been given a throw over on that far side. Naderson, I think, was a little bit too close to where the thrower wanted to take it, so he threw the ball at Ashley Naderson and sort of bounced it off of the back of.
Yeah, fantastic victory here at the Broadfield Stadium last Saturday, and that felt so good, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a relief. I think we all knew we needed to win the game. Obviously, they're a team that were down there with us in the position we're in now, and it was always one of the more winnable fixtures on paper. Obviously, League Two throws up all sorts of surprises, yeah. But it was a really enjoyable day, and to win in the fashion we did, it wasn't, we didn't have to hold it out or win 1-0 or not play particularly well. It was a really good performance.
Yeah, we are used to sort of the games where we sort of go up, early doors as we did, and all of a sudden we may, concede a goal in sort of 70 minutes, and we're sort of, sitting on the edge of our seats for a little bit. But as you said, we were in control of that game. The performance was much improved. Great crowd as well with the first 2 at 2 initiative, which is really good to see. And we're hoping a lot of those people will come back for the game against Rochdale on the 25th. But there's a lot of positive signs, weren't there?
Yeah, very good across the board. I think everyone played well. It's difficult to pick a man of the match. Great to see Jordan Much get a goal. Really happy for Rem to get 2. He really deserves it. He's so hard working. He's a really good bloke. So I'm very happy for him. But all in all, lots to be positive about ahead of Saturday's game.
Yeah, obviously another big game coming up against Wimbledon. It's always, one the fans look forward to. We haven't been able to play them, competitively in the league at, the new Plough Lane, the Cherry Red Records Stadium. Obviously since it opened, we had the FA Cup game there, which was absolutely fantastic, which we're going to take a little look at in a minute. But yeah, that, first Papa John's game this season, not the one that everyone was sort of looking forward to most. I think this one sort of almost fell too late in the calendar really, but it's come at a good time for us now because, we need all the points we can get and we're expecting a big away following.
Yeah, it's massive for the team. It's massive for the fans, Wimbledon away. It's a real big day out, and obviously there's train strikes which haven't helped things, but I'm sure the Crawley fans will find a way to get up there if trains aren't operating. It's a massive day. There's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of atmosphere. There's a bit of a rivalry, I suppose, between us and Wimbledon that's gone on for a while now. So, yeah, it's a big occasion.
It is a big occasion, and to get you in the mood for it, we're going to take a look back at when the Reds first played at the new Plough Lane in the season where no fans were allowed to attend any of the matches.
Left, uses him now. Powell with the opportunity to go wide left, slides it through though. Naderson's in on goal. Ashley Naderson clips it over the top, and Crawley are back on level terms. And a wonderful bit of play by Crawley in the midfield. Leads to the ball being slipped through to Ashley Naderson, who was able to draw the goalkeeper and lift it completely over the top of him and into the back of the net. And Crawley are back on level terms in the 30th minute. Uses his pace, gets to the byline, pulls it back, keeper makes the save. He's heading back across the goal, ball and tries to force it away. Crawley going to score! What is a score? Wimbledon protest to the referee. And there was a bit of a shout for the foul, either on the defender or on the goalkeeper. But the referee, Mr. Lewis, is having none of it. And in the 5th minute of the second half, Crawley Town have turned it around here at Plough Lane, and Max Watters from on the goal line could hardly miss.
Yes, a very special day in Crawley Town history. The lead up to that Leeds United FA Cup fixture, a brilliant win against AFC Wimbledon from behind on a day where no fans could be there.
Yeah, it was a real shame actually that no fans could be there. It was one of the first games ever played in that stadium, and how good it would have been to knock out a side who were obviously a league above us at the time at the FA Cup, at, as you mentioned earlier, one of our biggest rivals. So yeah, a real shame, but one that will live long in the memory of fans, I'm sure, watching from home as well. It almost makes it that little bit different, doesn't it? Just remembering where you were on that day. Obviously a lot of people would have been sitting in their living rooms at the time, but yeah, no, it was a good day.
Now, Scott Lindsey is yet to face Wimbledon for the Reds, but we face up against them on Saturday. We got to know him after the preview we did earlier today on a bit of a deeper level, asking him some more personal questions. Scott, I've got the first question for you is favourite footballing memory. This can span across the playing and managerial career so far.
Playoff final at Wembley, I think, 2017, bringing Forest Green into the Football League as an assistant manager was a big achievement. Obviously, making history at a really kind of small village club, taking a real small club into the Football League. So yeah, kind of most memorable game really. Big achievement as well. So yeah, I'd say that.
Weirdly, it ties into the next question, which is biggest life achievement, but this can be outside of football as well.
I'm going to go with, and this is going a bit deep, sorry to dampen the tone a little bit. My biggest achievement was my wife was diagnosed with cancer 4 years ago, and I unfortunately I lost her, and I come home and I cared for her for the last 4 months of her life. Was a kind of hands-on carer, and I made her as comfortable as I possibly could within them really difficult kind of final months to her. So yeah, I look at that as a real kind of big achievement, that I made her happy and comfortable towards the end of her life. So yeah, that's definitely far outweighs anything I've done in football.
Yeah, no achievement bigger than that at all.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
We're going to go to which football team you support. I'm sure a lot of the fans are quite curious away from Crawley.
I'm a Liverpool fan, so I was brought up in the Kenny Dalglish era. He was my hero. So yeah, I'll tell you a funny story. So one Christmas, I got a Liverpool shirt, so did my brother, and we had this scrap of paper in with it. I didn't kind of understand what that was, so I tore it up. My brother said, "Oh yeah, it's just a bit of rubbish, just tear it up." So I tore it up. It turns out it was actually the number 7 that you ironed on the back of the shirt. Yeah. My brother knew that, so I tore it up and kind of made a mess of it. Then my mum had to stitch it back together, and because it was a 7, it ended up looking like a number 1. So my brother had the number 8. So my brother was Graham Souness, and I was Kenny Dalglish. But I ended up being called Ray Clements because it had number 1 on the back. So my brother used to just batter me, saying that, yeah, you need to go in goal, you've got number 1 on your back. In actual fact, it was a number 7 that was ripped.
Amazing. We're going to go away from football a little bit now. I'm going to ask you, what's your favourite sport other than football? Are you keen on any other sports?
I like paddle tennis, weirdly, which is kind of taken off a little bit in England. I don't know if you've come across it or not, but I used to play it quite a lot down in Swindon, like in the afternoons and that, after working and that. So yeah, paddle tennis, really good kind of active sport as well.
Yeah, I know it's massive in Norway because my missus' parents are from Norway and they play it every week. I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, so. It's kind of a mixture between squash and tennis. It's like in a court with kind of a back wall where you can hit the ball off. So yeah, it's quite competitive as well. So yeah, I really like paddle tennis.
And your favourite sort of major sporting event outside of football? We've got Cheltenham on now at the moment. I don't know if you're into your horses, golf maybe. Is there a big sporting event that you're always up to watching?
Yeah, probably Cheltenham. Yeah, I do enjoy that. I do enjoy watching the horses. So yeah, probably Cheltenham. Yeah.
We're going to move on to Champions League final or World Cup final. For you as a manager and as a player, which one would you have rather achieved in your career? It's always the goal, isn't it? Which one do you see as sort of the bigger one between the two?
It's a tough question. That's a good question. I think probably Champions League. Yeah, I think probably Champions League. Yeah, because it's just club football, isn't it? You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Champions League.
I'm going to go for something else. I'm going to say favourite place you've travelled to. So it could have been a holiday, travelling, or somewhere you go quite often.
Favourite place. I'm going to say Cuba. Cuba is probably up to now my favourite place I've been to. Yeah, just like the beaches were just ridiculous. Just like you could walk out for you know, a good mile, and you'd still be sort of like waist deep in crystal clear water, like, you know. Yeah, I really like Cuba. Nice place.
Is it quite an affordable place to go? Because I'm actually interested myself.
It was a long time ago since I went, but I think it was out of kind of the Caribbean kind of islands, and that I think it was probably one of the cheaper ones you could afford. I don't know what it's like now, if I'm honest with you, but yeah, it was a place called Cayo Coco that I went to, which was kind of like just off the mainland of Cuba, but really, really nice place.
I'm going to finish off with one that we've asked the lads earlier on this season. It caused a big debate. It's whether or not you put your chocolate in the fridge or in the cupboard.
Oh, fridge all day long.
Is that an easy one?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
it was very split. It was 50-50, and everyone was at each other, saying people who put it in the cupboard were weird, people who put it in the fridge were weird.
Well, I actually like, I really like dark chocolate. I like the really thin dark chocolate, so it's a lot better when it's kind of crispier and colder, you know. Definitely in the fridge.
Scott, thank you very much for joining us. That was getting to know Scott Lindsey a little bit more. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Top man.
Yeah, always good to get to know the manager on a bit of a more personal level and ask him some questions that he's probably not used to getting asked.
Yeah, it was good to ask him sort of about his experiences within his career and his achievements and what he likes to do outside of football, and just to get sort of that side of him, because, you know, he's been here for a little while now, he's been getting used to everyone, he's settled in really well, and it was good just to open up on a bit more of a personal level.
Yeah, obviously, speaking of outside football, this week has been the start of the Cheltenham races. Obviously, I'm sure a few of you have been keeping a close eye on that, including the players, actually. And we were down at the training ground earlier this week, and we asked them which player would make the best jockey. And I think you can probably decide for yourself who's won this.
Jack, we got a question today. So it's the start of Cheltenham Festival. Out of all of the squad, who would make the best jockey? Dom.
Jockey.
Dom. Dom? Dom. Yeah. Who in the squad would make the best jockey?
Dom.
Yeah, everyone's voting you.
Is it best dressed?
It's
Best looking, the best hair.
Cheltenham Festival started today. Who would make the best jockey in the squad?
Do you know what a jockey is?
Or like a horse rider.
Yeah. Who'd be the best one?
So you want to think height, right?
If you just turn the camera around, I think he's walking off.
Yeah.
I'd say Spongy is definitely the best jockey.
I'll say Jed.
Yeah, maybe Jed actually. He'd make the best horse, not jockey.
Tom Telford. It can only be him. I think he's the only one under 4 foot. So, yeah, Tom.
So Cheltenham Festival started today. Out of all of the squad, who makes the best jockey?
That's an easy one, isn't it? That's not even a question. Tom Telford. All day long.
Don, can I just get your quick opinion on everyone saying you would be the best jockey?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
Well, they've got to be strong. Most of them are good looking. They've all got good hair. What else? Just got guys staring at me, so it's put me off a little bit. You alright, guys? Do you want to comment on
what?
Everyone said I'd be a good jockey, but
Because you're the only one under 4 foot.
No, I don't. No, I think what everyone was saying to me was that you got to have a low centre of gravity. You got to be strong. You've got to be able to bully people like that on camera as well.
You know who the answer is. There is. No? The big man.
Everyone's gone for Dom.
Yeah, sorry to say that I think Dom comfortably won that challenge. He definitely got the most votes. Well, I think when you're not the tallest member of the squad and you've got the hair for it, I think you're always going to get the most votes, really. But he took it well. He was still in good spirits.
Yeah, no, it just sort of proves the banter and everything that the squad have got between them, and they're not afraid to sort of take each other on and give each other stick. And I think that's a believe it or not, a healthy side of a team and a football club, just to have that fun between players and to be able to open up and joke around about things like that.
Yeah, it's really important, especially, you know, considering the season that we've had so far, that the players, you know, still like each other, still have really good morale. Obviously, I think numerous, like, very well respected managers would tell you that team morale is worth a lot of points over the season, and it's good to see that lads are still in good spirits. But we just got to hope they're still in good spirits come Saturday evening. Once we've played AFC Wimbledon, as we've said before, it is a massive game. Wimbledon themselves, they've hit a bit of a tricky patch, haven't they? Obviously, I think we're playing them at the right time. We've just recorded a really good win. I think it was around Christmas time. Wimbledon, they were flirting with the playoffs, weren't they, for a brief while? But they've hit a sort of low in their results, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They haven't won for a few games. I think it's maybe 6 or 7, but we were the same. So, and they've still scored goals. I mean, the games that they've dropped points, they've still scored 1 or 2. They've got Ali Al-Hamadi recently, who's come in sort of out of nowhere. I think he's 21 and he scores pretty much every game. He's done absolutely excellently well. I think he's an Iraqi player. So, yeah, their media, I saw, came over and covered one of their games. So that's got them some good coverage and he's doing really well. So I think he'll be their main sort of problem for us. Try and keep him quiet. I've heard he's a quick player, gets in behind. So, yeah, he'll be the main target.
Yeah, obviously we mentioned they haven't won in quite a few games, but that was the same as us until Saturday. So you just got to hope that bit of confidence gives us a real boost. Wimbledon were in action this midweek, which we weren't, so that may potentially give us an advantage. Perhaps they were tired, but let's check out how they got on at Newport away on Tuesday night.
Yes, that rounds it up for today's show. We are very excited to get on the road on Saturday to play AFC Wimbledon.
Yeah, it's going to be another massive game, another big chance to pick up 3 points. As you mentioned earlier, we know there's some train strikes, but check our website. We would have put out some information by now that sort of gives people a little bit more detail. Trains are running back from East Croydon to about 10 to 9, so there's plenty of opportunity for you to come and support the Reds.
Yeah, get yourselves up to Wimbledon. We want as many of you there as possible. And for now, that's all we've got. Come on, you Reds.